Good morning. I have had the opportunity to attend this event on several occasions, so certainly honored to have the chance to speak today. It's always fun to talk about what we've been doing in the markets and listen to some of my friends here who speak about different markets that they're in. I'm going to spend a little time today talking about the Houston office market. Obviously, it's a large. We live in a large city. We have over almost 200 million square feet of office space in the greater Houston area. So I just want to highlight some of the areas where there's some differentiators and give you a sense of, I think, where we're going. Just to back up, I have, as Bill said, I 30 years ago left the legal practice to get in the real estate business. I told my wife of 1 year at the time with a 1-month-old daughter that I was going to do my penance on earth and get in the real estate business in. So that's what I've been doing for a while. And when I joined Colliers, we had, I think, 5 people, and today we have over 100. So we probably reflect the growth in our city. Houston is, bottom line is we all are very lucky to live here. It's as we travel around the country, we see how the economy has impacted a lot of other markets, and Houston has really been one of the gold stars of growth and development, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that. Certainly in the office market, the growth in the office market is driven by the strong economy and jobs. And as you look at what the Houston unemployment rate is consistently below the national average. I think this year we say we have a 6.2% unemployment rate. The national average is about 7.5%. I mean, that tells a story right there. Over the last 12 months, we've added 96,000 jobs to Houston, and that is a driver in the growth of new and demand for new office space. Overall, and I like to talk in these remarks about the Class A office market. We have about 93 million square feet of Class A space throughout the greater Houston area. And over this year, in 2012, we've seen almost 3 million square feet of positive net absorption in Houston. One of the things that reflects reality is the actual new buildings under construction. And we currently have over 4 million square feet of new properties under construction. When we talk about perceptions and realities of the market, we talk about what's proposed, and there's another 8.6 million square feet of new space that's been proposed, and we'll see what happens with that. But I think it's a reflection of Houston being a place that's very attractive to business. It's a great place to raise a family, to live, and I think once people get here, they find out, they learn about all that, and that's why companies are constantly looking to get down here and take advantage of what they perceive as being a very business-friendly environment. Let me hit just a couple of the specific submarkets and talk about some particular points here. First, the Central Business District. It's everyone's downtown. Everyone knows that generally, and it's true in Houston, that it's the largest concentration of office space. We have about 26 million square feet of Class A space downtown. This past year, we've seen a lot of activity. I know Debbie Wilson is here. We just finished a deal with her with an energy company down in the Houston Center project, but we've had over 600,000 square feet of positive absorption this year, and downtown mirrors really the overall vacancy rate for Class A space downtown down in the Houston market, just under 11%. One of the things that I think is going to be fascinating to watch is what's happening in the Allen Center complex. Allen Center, as many of you know, is owned by Brookfield Properties. It's really been the subject of what I refer to as really the perfect storm of real estate. Continental's merger with United caused them to give up space in that project in the Allen Center. Hess Oil Company relocated over to Discovery Green and left over 500,000 square feet of space still available in Allen Center. Kinder Morgan acquired El Paso Corporation and announced that they were going to merge their two offices into the El Paso Tower, which left another 225,000 feet of sublease space available in Allen Center. And then just recently, over the last month, Devon announced that they're going to close their operations here and relocate to Oklahoma City. All told, that leaves over 1 million square feet of space that is available today in Allen Center. If that space was not leased before all those leases expire, that would increase the vacancy rate, Class A space downtown, from up to 15%. So the question really arises, is that an opportunity or is it a true concern? My personal feeling is that given the historical activity in Houston and particularly in the CBD, that I see it really as one of those opportunities where the market abnormality, our opportunities will attract some large company or companies who want a central business district location. And we saw it with Continental Airlines when they moved from Greenspoint to downtown. We saw it with Chevron when they came in and not only occupied but purchased the 2 buildings that Enron occupied prior to their bankruptcy. And I personally expect that we'll see the same thing happen with the space that is available in the Allen Center as well. Let's jump over here to the Galleria where we're located. Galleria has been always a great one of the suburban markets. We have over 15 million square feet of Class A inventory. But one of the interesting things that's happened in the Galleria over the last several years is all of a sudden we've had new construction. We have Skanska is building a new 300,000-foot spec office building at 3009 Post Oak. Redstone, along with Stream Realty, is building what's now called the BBVA Compass building on Post Oak, another 300,000 square foot building which is going to be the headquarters for BBVA Compass. They're going to take about 180,000 feet there. It's being built on the site of the former Post Oak Bank building, and it's right in the heart of the Galleria district. And of course, Apache has acquired a 6-acre tract of land there in Boulevard Place from that David Wolf is developing, and it's currently under design to build a new corporate offices. They're currently located in Post Oak Central. So there's a lot of activity. As we say, about almost 600,000 square feet under construction. There's been, once again, another 900 million square feet proposed. We'll see what happens there. But I can tell you that rental rates have certainly skyrocketed. Our own office has been located over in 4 Oaks Place for 15 years. We just signed a new lease to relocate over into Park Towers. We'll move there next summer. BHP seems to want all the space in that whole project, and they'll probably take ours. So there's been a lot of activity in the Galleria, and it's very interesting to watch. Let's talk a little bit about what I just call the West Houston market, which incorporates both what we call the energy corridor along I-10 between Beltway 8 and West, and the West Chase markets. Both of these markets have, their vacancy rates are actually lower than what we've seen in both the CBD and the Galleria, in single digits. A lot of the activity out there has been driven, once again, by the energy industry. In that area, there's a combined over almost 1.8 million square feet of space under construction today. Again, that's reality. There's been another 4.3 million square feet proposed. I think that represents expectations. And the energy corridor has long been an area that's attracted energy companies that didn't want to be downtown, that wanted to take advantage of the proximity to residential and other recreational amenities in that area. It's very, BP is out there, ConocoPhillips, and a number of the vendors and other energy companies that do business with those companies and are in that industry have flocked to the West Houston market. So it's a very active market. As Will indicated, I mean, as the city grows, the growth of the city is north and west because of space. And, that market will continue to grow, we believe, over the next 5 or 10 years, but we're certainly seeing a lot of activity there now. The last active submarket I wanted to talk about was, for lack of a better word, kind of the North Houston, Montgomery County, Woodlands, and Greenspoint. I like to say it's really studying that submarket is really a tale of two cities. As Dickens used to say, you've got the Woodlands, which has really been really on fire over it's evolved into one of the most dynamic, attractive markets for business that we've seen. For years I always saw the Woodlands as being out there. It's now right in the heart of Exxon's new 3.5 million square feet that they're building just south of the Woodlands to consolidate all of their offices in the Houston market out there, and Houston and global markets. I mean, it's a pretty phenomenal construction project. With the Woodlands having just over 3 million square feet of Class A space, they have an additional over 1 million square feet of Class A space under construction right now, and another 3 million plus, proposed. I can tell you personally, just talking from a plug, Colliers has represented the Woodlands Development Company in their leasing, and they have a new building that will be finished in May of this year, 3 Waterway. We were 96% leased as we broke ground. We just announced another building called One Hughes Landing, and the new what I call the Galleria of the Woodlands. It's 7 minutes from the Waterway. There's going to be it's a mixed-use development. I know there's 45 restaurants. Jay and I were talking about last night, vying for 8 locations there. But we've got we just poured the first pier to build a 200,000-foot building, and this week we'll announce that we've just signed a lease for 50,000 feet, and we'll probably be 50% leased within 6 weeks. So we'll pour the piers for the next building. There's 8 buildings or 10 buildings that can be built out there, just over 1 million square feet. So Anadarko's building a new tower to mirror the building they have out there. Pretty unbelievable. So there is a tremendous draw to that whole work, live, play concept. We've seen companies, we had Waste Connections in a matter of literally 4 days come and look at the Woodlands and announce that they were relocating from Sacramento, California. 3rd largest integrated waste company, largest employer, largest public company in Sacramento said, we're out of here. Can't stand California anymore. We don't like the regulations. We're looking for a business environment that's attractive to us. And they lease 60,000 feet in the new 3 Waterway building. It's an example of there's just companies that are looking in that area. On the other hand, Greenspoint is a very active market too, but unfortunately really going the other direction. That's the only submarket that has negative absorption this year. Companies are looking, whether it be in the Woodlands or out in the West Houston, in other markets, to move. They're concerned about security, perception, and they're looking for a place, like many companies today, that are going to be attractive to this new generation of young people who are looking for a place that they want to work and live in and live around. And that is one of the factors that we hear often from all these companies that are concerned about their, where they are there in the Greenspoint market. So it is a tale of two cities in the north side of Houston. So just to sum this up, what do we expect in 2013? I put myself in my crystal ball. We personally believe that Houston's economy is a magnet for business. It's going to continue to attract business because of its friendly nature and its, people like wanting to be wanted. Even with the concerns, I'm just like all of you, I'm sure, personally frustrated and get totally exasperated in watching all of our politicians talk about our fiscal cliff and the inaction. Just like I tell them, just tell me what the rules are and I'll figure out how to make it work. But we continue, even with that concern, that we continue to expect that the office leasing activity will be robust for 2013. We think there will be continued growth in our suburban submarkets, the Woodlands out in the West Energy Corridor. We think Greenspoint's going to be active, but again, more on the negative side as we see an exodus of companies, relocating to other submarkets. We believe that this 1 million square feet we talked about in Allen Center in the CBD is going to attract a large tenant or tenants. It's a real opportunity. And finally, I think we should all be thankful for being in Houston. It's a great place, and I know I'm personally happy to be here. My family is, and I know that you all are too.